To go. Run him, run him. Stay on him, stay on him. That him, boys.
Hi everyone, Wes Pack with Absolute Charm Real Estate, and we've got a treat for you because these are the big boys, or the big team. We have Coach Lance Moffett with the Fredericksburg High School, the Battlin Billies.
Battlin Billies.
And you've been coaching for how many years?
8 years in this position. This will be our 8th football season.
How long do you think you'll be coaching?
Until they make me go away, I guess.
You got to keep winning. You got to keep winning,
man. Want to stay and want to retire here if possible.
Awesome, awesome. Well, what we're finding out with some of the teams here in Fredericksburg is that some of them are building.
Sure.
And some of them have, are continued on with some
same tradition, right? You bet.
Where are you guys at? Is this a building season? Or is this
gosh, that's a great question. I would say that we're not rebuilding, but we are building.
But you got a good amount of returns?
We have a good return. I think we have 7 coming back on offense, and most of the skill positions. 2 quarterbacks coming back, a running back's coming back, the tight end's coming back, inside receiver, 1 of the outside receivers, and then 3 offensive linemen, all coming back from the team that played last year.
Are the majority of them seniors, or?
Most of them are seniors, but there's a couple of juniors sprinkled in there. And so, that part I think will be seasoned in terms of that. I don't think we're rebuilding as much on offense. We've got to find some guys to play on the offensive line. And then defensively is probably where we're rebuilding mostly. We lost 4 kids that played 3 positions of linebacker that were seniors last year. So that's, those 4 kids are going to be really tough to replace. But we have a kid, Dax Dietrich, who was in that rotation, and so he played quite a bit last year, and he's already off to a good start.
So how's it look for the season? You guys gonna?
It looks good. It's one game at a time. Coaches are known for their cliches, so I'm going to stick with that one. We got to go one day at a time, one game at a time, and we're going to try to win every single day. And so if we win today, then we'll have a chance to win tomorrow. And you don't really win a scrimmage, so it's hard to tell. But I like our chances. I like our chemistry. Something that is noticeable about our team is that we really get along well. It's ironic that we're in the locker room, and that's where kind of team chemistry is. That's where it brews, right?
Yeah.
And so we have a really good locker room this year.
So what do you do to get that chemistry to work?
Because
you got a lot, 100 and some odd kids?
130-something kids. There's 42 to 44 on the varsity. And so we're just very deliberate about being a family and about doing things together. We do another thing called Night of Champions where we bring all the upperclassmen together, and they get in rooms with their coaches and they get to know each other a little bit better. They do icebreakers where they kind of start off easy questions to answer, and then they kind of reveal a little more difficult, a little more meat to the questions, and they get to know each other a little bit better. And then we come back together and kind of talk about how we're going to treat each other and get to work. It's all about practice.
The whole thing is a lot of work.
It is. It's a lot of work. Our coaches put in a great deal of time and put in a great deal of effort. And we've got a great staff, and I'm blessed to have 10 assistant coaches at the high school, and they just do an amazing job with these kids.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
Here I go with another one of my questions.
Sure.
Looking back, or even if it's just happened recently, what have been some of the most memorable moments? You guys are down by 20 or whatever you're up, or you big rivalry.
There's three big memorable moments that probably stand out in my tenure here. The 3 biggest, or 2 biggest, first 2 that come to mind. One, 3 years ago we beat LaGrange right out here on our field. They were ranked top 2 in the state, I think. We weren't even ranked. We were below 25 or whatever. They had the running back at Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins, and we had a really good game plan. Our defensive coaches did a really good job, and they were able to pick up some really good tendencies about the way they used J.K. And so we pretty much knew every play they were running.
Oh, wow.
And so even though he was really good, and he had, I think, 215 yards rushing and scored 2 touchdowns, he was averaging 5 touchdowns and 360 yards a game. And so we shut him down, and we were able to make it work on offense, and our staff did a great job. We opened up the game with an onside kick and recovered it, and then we went and scored, and it was just a game where we played above our level. And then 2 years before that, 2013, we played Navarro basically for the district championship, and we were down 2 points with 33 seconds left, and we got to a situation where we had to run a play, and we called it last play. We threw it to a guy, he pitched it to another guy, we ran option down the sideline, got the ball down the sideline, spiked the ball, kicked the field goal with about 3 seconds left on the clock to win the game, and essentially the district title. And I think everybody that's followed us, will remember that. And I think the other memorable thing about that season was we lost a player the spring before that, and it was a very tragic event, and it really bonded us as a team. We had to deal with a funeral and death and tragedy, and we really came together as a team, and we ended up that year we were 10-2 and won the district title, and it wasn't because of that kid. It wasn't it was in honor of him or respect of him, and it really brought our team together, and as a leader, I think you see those moments, and those are the things that define you and define your program. And so those are probably the three big things that stand out.
Well, and I think what you're doing too is you're installing a moment in time for these kids to always look back at.
You bet.
That they'll always cherish, to always bond, to always have a friend that in some way they were always doing something at this time because of you. So what type of, I would say, thing that you always want, or some type of value, or some type of thoughts you hope that these boys can take with them, because they probably can't play football for the rest of their life. Or, it's so hard to get into the pros. And
certainly. No, we're not about football. Everybody in town that knows me, the parents that have gone through our program, the people in our administration, the people that know me know that it's not about winning football games. Of course, we want to win every single football game. There's no doubt. It's the state of Texas. It matters. It's big. All of that's important, but what we're doing is building men of integrity and empathy. That's our purpose. We're trying to build men who will go be successful in regard to their life. Be good husbands, be good fathers, be good employees, all those kind of things. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. And as long as we can do that, then we're winners no matter how many games we win.
Awesome. And then there was something else. Sure. I guess this little video is going to whet the appetite and make people hungry for more. So you have a radio broadcast.
I do. Coffee with Coach. It's a sponsor. That's kind of funny, right? It's sponsored by Barefoot on Main Street and TexasRadio.net, formerly Rebel Country. We've been doing it. This will be our 7th year to do it.
Nice.
We didn't do it the first year, but we started the 2nd year. So it's a good way to find out what's going on and hear about kids. I love bragging about our kids and our program. And talking about all the good stuff we have going on in Battlin Billies.
Well, I think, speaking of programs, you got an excellent program here. I think you're doing a fantastic job. We all do. And wish you luck for the season, and appreciate you taking the time and sharing your insights on the football. And here at Fredericksburg High School, the Battlin Billies. And good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. One question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They didn't have these helmets back when.
Certainly.
I mean,
certainly.
I think I made it just past before they were all leather.
Right.
They look like an old.
They used to could fold them up and put them in your pocket.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I understand.
But I'm looking at this and just going, my heavens! But this is what is strange. That actually folds in.
It does.
What's the purpose of that?
So the purpose of all of this technology is shock absorption.
Yeah.
Recent years, I hate to use it, we call it the C word, the concussion word, has gained so much national attention and media attention. All the emphasis in football and equipment has been on the helmet, and it's just devised everything. This ridge is devised to shock absorb if you have ground to head contact and disperse the shock amongst the helmet instead of being in one spot. Same way with this gives and pushes, so when you have the contact, if you do, and you're not supposed to have that kind of contact, right? And we don't teach that anymore. But if it does happen, then that disperses all of the energy so that it's not an exerted force. That helmet has gone from, when I started coaching, they were about $150, $185.
That's the question I was getting.
That's about a $365 helmet. And
wow.
And
So-
that's the same stuff they wear on Sunday and on Saturday.
So when, Sunday, you mean like the NFL?
NFL
Yeah.
and NCAA. Yeah.
So on a whole program like this,
You bet.
what is the cost for a student or a player when it comes?
To shoot out a player, it's $350 for the helmet, $365 for the helmet. The shoulder pads are about $200, so you're at, $550, $600 just for the
Jeez.
shoulder pad and helmets. Probably grand total $650 to $700 to shoot out a player. Now, we reuse the stuff, right? We send these in every year, get them reconditioned. They put all new, parts on it, repaint it, whatever. So we don't have to buy a new helmet every year. We buy 10% of our inventory every year because after 10 years, you can no longer use a helmet. I don't know if you notice there's a date on there, but once that date is 10 years old, we can't use it.
I had to buy all my stuff.
Well, and some schools are doing that.
Yeah.
We're blessed in Fredericksburg that our school district and our
That is very
administration, still supports athletics greatly. So
I need to
we're
wear
very
that
blessed.
around the house occasionally.
It'll protect you, that's for sure. So
Anyway,